Here, a Russian soldier is completely unaware of the approaching strike behind him. A Ukrainian fiber-optic drone moved into Russian positions in the Avka sector and identified a Russian soldier confined within a trench. Even though the soldier noticed the incoming threat, he was unable to reposition due to the narrow space he was trapped in. Moments later, the drone delivered a direct hit on his location. A Ukrainian fiber-optic drone moved into Russian-held positions in the Avka sector and identified a Russian soldier confined within a narrow trench. Although he noticed the incoming threat, he was unable to reposition due to the cramped space. Moments later, the drone carried out a precise strike on the location. During reconnaissance in the Pokrovsk sector, a Ukrainian FPV drone detected movement in an open field and rapidly approached to verify the source. As it drew closer, the drone identified a Russian soldier with no visible weapon or military equipment. It then adjusted its course to carry out a controlled engagement on the position. A Ukrainian FPV drone operator from the Sinam battalion moved covertly through a forest in the Lyman region and identified a Russian service member resting. The service member had no opportunity to react before the drone made its impact. In the Donetsk sector, a lone Russian soldier sent toward the front line was observed by the Magyar Birds Brigade and became the focus of an FPV drone. It was evident that he was far from his own positions, moving toward Ukrainian lines. The drone was quickly deployed and closed in. At the last moment, the soldier fired at the drone, but was unable to stop it. The drone made direct contact. In the Dorilia region, a Ukrainian soldier jumped from a pickup truck after spotting an incoming drone. He raised his weapon and moved quickly toward cover. Moments later, the drone struck the vehicle directly, capturing a tense and immediate frontline response. We begin with operations in an urban setting. The drone surveys a blind spot around the corner of a house, immediately detecting a target positioned against the wall. These drones patrolled the sky, scanning the terrain and reporting any detected movement. When enemy personnel were identified, the drones provided real-time positioning, enabling swift and carefully coordinated strikes. This approach minimized risks to Ukrainian personnel while enhancing the likelihood of successful operations. Throughout the engagement, Ukrainian forces maintained strict operational discipline, with every movement deliberate. A Russian soldier was observed by the 414th UAV Assault Brigade while moving alone in the Krayna forest sector. For some time, Ukrainian drones monitored his movements from above. Fatigued and worn out, the soldier eventually stopped and sat down to rest. At that moment, a Ukrainian FPV drone approached. The soldier did not notice the rapidly approaching drone until the final moment. By the time he reacted, it was already too late. Russian soldiers on motorcycles were suddenly targeted by an FPV drone. A Russian soldier who emerged from the trench encountered the drone and immediately attempted to retreat, but was unable to get away. Two Russian armored personnel carriers were moving troops to new defensive positions, unaware that they were being observed by drones. As the unit neared its destination, it came under a Ukrainian mortar strike. Confusion spread among the soldiers, prompting them to abandon the vehicles. The operation continued, with Ukrainian artillery executing a series of precise, coordinated strikes, preventing the soldiers from reaching their positions. The artillery fire effectively disabled the armored vehicles, leaving the troops exposed under ongoing threat. A group of Russian soldiers were observed by Ukrainian FPV drones while conducting a reconnaissance patrol across open terrain. A drone from the 93rd Mechanized Brigade's UAS unit was deployed to engage. Exposed in the open, the soldiers had no cover or protection. Notably, the soldiers were unarmed during the incident. The soldiers who had chosen to rest under a tree soon came under observation by the drone. All of these operations were conducted by the Ukrainian 63rd Mechanized Battalion. On November 19, Russian infantry stationed in the Serebryansky region faced hours of continuous drone surveillance and engagement. Within a few hours, numerous Russian soldiers were observed by the drones, many while on guard duty. A common Russian tactic is to move alone or in pairs along the front line to minimize exposure. However, Ukrainian forces, capable of producing their own drones, were able to monitor and engage individual soldiers effectively. This provided a significant tactical advantage, as Russian troops could no longer rely on small group movements for safety. FPV drones proved to be a key asset on the front line, allowing Ukrainian forces to execute precise operations that Russian units found difficult to counter. The soldiers were left exposed, struggling to find cover as the drones tracked and engaged them with rapid and accurate responses, leaving Russian units disoriented and challenged in maintaining control. Here we see a small building, and behind it, a Russian soldier attempting to evade a drone. Such actions rarely have a successful outcome. The 414th UAV Brigade's Magyar birds targeted a Russian soldier attempting to cross the Ukrainian defensive line in the Chazar direction. The Ukrainian FPV drone immediately advanced and began its attack run. The Russian soldier did not notice the rapidly approaching drone until the very last moment. After moving a little farther, he finally heard the drone's buzzing. He paused for a few seconds, then continued forward as if nothing had happened. He did not react or attempt to escape, simply disregarding the threat that was closing in. And finally, the inevitable strike followed.
Открывай быстро двери. Тикай! Ложись!
A Russian FPV drone struck a vehicle belonging to the Proliska humanitarian aid mission in Konstantinivka. The occupants noticed the drone at the last moment, quickly exited the vehicle, and avoided injury.
Слава Богу, живой. Прицельно, сука. Херня, броня, иди покажу.
A Russian soldier moving alone in a forest came under observation by Ukrainian FPV drones. Detected by the 63rd Mechanized Battalion, he remained in place, unsure of how to respond and with no immediate cover available. Shortly afterward, the Ukrainian drones deployed ammunition near his position. Two Russian soldiers attempted to transport supplies using a makeshift wheelbarrow convoy, showcasing a simple yet improvised approach to battlefield logistics. However, their slow-moving operation was soon detected by Ukrainian drones, which quickly locked onto the position. Within moments, the situation escalated into chaos. The two soldiers dove for cover, abandoning their position moments before it came under precise drone fire. The wheelbarrows were left destroyed, reduced to scattered debris, as the drones redirected their focus toward the remaining Russian position. And if that wasn't enough, nearby motorcycles were soon targeted in the continuing aerial strikes. Within minutes, the entire position was effectively neutralized.